My name is. My name is. My name is. Hi. My name is. My name is. My name is.
John Harden.
Hi. My name is. My name is. My name is.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Rady. Yo, it is a thirsty Thursday here, and I am fired up because, man, it is a huge, huge day. We got the NBA Finals starting back today. Hallelujah. Amen. What a huge day. It's also not just the fact that we got the NBA Finals back on today. Little Dallas, little Boston Celtics. It's also the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Again, I mean, nearly 160,000 Allied troops landed, 7,000 Allied ships, over 11,000 Allied aircraft were in support of the operation. So many people died on that day. And again, it was one of the biggest days ever because it was the turning point against tyranny. Huge, huge, huge day. Always makes me think about my great-grandmother. She lived to be 100 years old. She, was alive during what she called the Great Wars, and just hear her talk about those days and those people. And again, just a huge day. Again, the anniversary of D-Day, NBA Finals. We are going to have a lot of fun today. We got Isaac Simpson at 11:30 who's going to join us. He's out there in the lab doing all his mock drafts. We're going to talk a little NBA mock draft. What are the Grizzlies going to do? We're also going to talk, of course, the NBA Finals. And then we got to talk about Penny. We got to talk about the Tigers. We got to talk about the basketball team. Isaac's with, TigerSportsReport.com, so we're going to cover a little basketball. Also going to cover a little bit of Ryan Silverfield and football. There's some good news. Both coaches got a little bonus. We'll talk about that. So we got a lot of stuff to discuss with Isaac between 11:30 and 12 o'clock. Now, at 12 o'clock, we normally have Evie Van Pelt. We talk all things Ole Miss Rebels at 12 o'clock on a Thursday. I'll give you a little touch of some Ole Miss Rebels stuff today. Not too much because Evie's not going to join us. In fact, everybody, seriously, you know how much we love Evie. Thoughts and prayers go out to her whole family right now. She's struggling. She's going to the doctor today. Hopefully everything comes back good, and then she'll be joining us really, really soon. But we hope you get better, Evie. Love you, and thanks for all that you do. And therebelwalk.com, again, that's your number one source for all things Ole Miss sports information. So if you need your Ole Miss fix, just go to therebelwalk.com. They got everything covered for you. But we're going to jump into a million things. Plus, we got some great Hardwood stories today. Holy cow. I got some seriously crazy, funny stories. Of course, we got to talk also about just the stories and the headlines from today. Of course, if you haven't heard, the Lakers are looking at Dan Hurley. Yes, Dan Hurley, the coach for UConn, who's, pretty much a super stud. I mean, damn, Dan Hurley has done it all of late. Consecutive national championships at UConn. 141 and 58 in 6 seasons. 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances. 12 straight NCAA double tournament wins by double digits. That's the longest streak of all time. I want you to think about that. That's 12 straight. He's been in the NCAA double tournament. Like Penny, in 6 seasons, has 1 win over Boise State. 1. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Dan Hurley has won 12 straight NCAA tournament games by double digits. Now, damn. Let that just set in, and I want you to think about that. My man, yes, 2 national championships. That's straight pimping right there. That's all-time royalty stuff. And again, Dan could keep that job for the rest of his life. East Coast dude. Great program. Never would have to leave. He'll be the damn head of the parade, the mayor. Anytime a baby's born, if he wants to go cut the umbilical cord, the people would be honored. I don't know what that really had to do with anything, but it's my mind, it's my microphone. But Dan is the man. Now the Lakers, which is always so funny to me, because just a month was it even a month ago that Dan Hurley was on the podcast with JJ Redick and LeBron James?
Yeah, that video's been going around today. I don't think LeBron James was on there. It was JJ Redick's other podcast.
It was his other
just
podcast.
But they were talking about LeBron James had tweeted about Dan Hurley.
I was going to say I saw it was just JJ and Dan, and they're talking, and then LeBron James comes in, puts out the interview, and puts underneath it, Dan's the man. You know, and listen, yes, JJ Redick and Dan Hurley talking hoops and FIBA and the style of basketball that they run and what's in the NBA and college. Look, Dan Hurley knows hoops, man. Again, I just told you his resume. It's ridiculous. He comes from a hoops family. His brother's out there on the left coast now. So, I mean, it's not crazy for him to leave. But again, he could retire there. He is the man. He has built an absolute dynasty. Does he want to go to L.A.? Depends on the package. I'm sure it's going to be a pretty big package, you know what I'm saying? Jeannie Buss is bringing it. Will it work? I don't know. I really don't. And I'm not a Laker expert or an insider or have anything to do. I'm just out here speculating. And I'm just kind of curious, though, if you're Dan Hurley and you're the king of college basketball, and I'm wondering what y'all think out there, so let me know your opinions at the Sissy Log Cabin text and listener line, 901-360-8255. Life's too short for ordinary jewelry. Would you leave UConn and go to L.A., where LeBron's gone through, in a very short span of time, already 3 coaches? Is it 3 or 4 coaches?
3, right?
He's gone through Ham Vogel and Luke Walton.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is job security. You're an East Coast dude. You are the king of your castle. Lakers, though, is such a huge job, you know? Like, it is the Los Angeles Lakers. I feel like as a competitor, Dan Hurley probably wants to dip his toes in the NBA water and see if he can go out there and build a dynasty. But do you want to deal with the LeBron James drama? And if Dan Hurley goes there, does he get to sit there and say, hey, I'm the man. No meddling. LeBron, you are going to be coached. Rob Pelinka, you're going to go out and get what I want. Is that going to work out there in L.A.? Hell, I have no idea. But that's the news that's out there breaking. Lakers are preparing to make a massive offer to Dan Hurley. Does he take that bad boy? We'll find out soon enough. I don't know. Man, I don't know. I think if you're a college basketball coach, you're praying to God that he takes this Lakers job. But again, think about it. 12 double-digit wins in the NCAA tournament. Penny's only got 1 win in 6 years. No! Makes you want to cry. You remember when UConn actually was in the same conference as Memphis?
I do, and I got to hear Dan Hurley's mouth up close and personal.
Yeah.
It's different.
It is definitely different. My man has definitely dominated lately. Now, speaking of some domination, we got 2 teams. One of them, the Boston Celtics, who've been dominating the NBA all season, most wins in the regular season, kind of rolled through the East to get to the Western Conference Finals. They get to go up against Luka, who's trying to become that dude. You got Kyrie out there. And there's so many things about this series because there's been so much time off, Dacus. I want you to kind of think about this. I've been talking to a lot of people who are, fans of different, organizations from different parts of the country, different perspectives. And to hear how many crazy different perspectives, to listen to an Atlanta fan talk about this series, and I didn't even think about this. They traded Luka for Trae Young. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you know how painful this is for an Atlanta Hawks fan right now? Could you imagine in Atlanta and realizing that you traded away Luka for Trae Young? You got to be going, I didn't even think about it. I'm you're damn, you got to be kidding me. What are you going to win with Trae?
How they want to trade Trey.
I mean, Trey could win. Man, I don't know, dude. Nothing really of importance. He's got probably the worst hair in the NBA, right? He could win that contest.
Yeah, I think he'd be pretty good in that. I don't know. Is his hair worse than like bald or?
No, because you know what? Remember, once you just completely go bald, bald becomes beautiful.
I guess so.
You know, that's just what it is. That's your
Yeah,
lot. But
that's
when
a
you're
good point.
holding on, man,
That's true.
and that sucker's getting really high and thin, it's painful. I know that some of y'all know it's painful out there. But also, not even thinking about just the fact that if you're an Atlanta fan, look at it from other people, like Marcus Smart in his camp. Like, damn, how long was Boston just knocking on that door when he was there? And now he's gone. They go out and get Kristaps Porzingis. Devin White's turned into the man that he is. You go out there and grab Drew Holiday, and they're right back in this bad boy, and they're expected to win this championship. Again, because they've been knocking on the door for like a long time. It's time for them either to kick through that junt or quit knocking. They're not going to quit knocking. It's a deep roster. It's talented. But then again, like, you know, I look at it from the other side, and you have the Kyrie camp. People were talking about him. And I was hearing, you know, and again, this is just talking to different people, and it just kind of surprised me to hear them even say this, that, man, if Kyrie gets a championship with Luka, that'll cement him as like the best all-time number 2 in the NBA Finals. Like, that means that he's like the best Robin in basketball. And I almost feel like that's disrespectful to Kyrie. He's the one who hit the big shot with LeBron. Now, was it LeBron's team? Yes. Is this Luka's team? Yes. But I can promise you they ain't here without Kyrie, and LeBron ain't even close without Luka. And I feel like Kyrie is a step above a damn Robin. Now, it's hard to get over also when you talk about Robin because he's the little dude in the tights, right? And he's the kind of corny-looking one.
But every Batman's got to have a Robin, John.
Kyrie's the smoothest damn Robin out there. He ain't wearing those tights looking all goofy like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we finally get basketball tonight. And then the other thing about this is that's actually kind of astonishing. Have you noticed the money's pouring in on Dallas?
Is it really?
At least this morning
Wow.
when I was looking at it, it was coming in pretty strong. In fact, while we're sitting here right now, I can check it again. And right now, damn, 76% of the money on the spread has come in with Dallas. That's large. And you know what makes it also hard for me, and you're going to hear this throughout the show if you listen to the whole bad boy, is watch me work through my bet all day. Because, man, you know what happens when I see it go one side large. You almost want to always go the other way, right? All the public money's coming in right now, man. Dallas. I didn't say the sharp money's coming in. I'm saying all the public money right now is coming in on Dallas. But damn it, I've been liking Dallas all week. I really feel like in game one especially, both teams have had such a long layoff, but one person's going to have to get reacclimated to playing because they haven't played since April 29th.
When we know one team, for some reason, struggles at home.
Yep, we're talking about Kristaps Porzingis and the Boston Celtics. And 6.5 points, doesn't that feel like very enticing? You got a team again in Dallas who's great in crunch time and clutch time. Last 5 minutes of the first half, last 5 minutes of the second half, hell, the last few minutes of a quarter. They always seem to go on that run. Like they close out quarters, they close out halves, and they close out the game as good as anybody in the world right now. Luka and Kyrie are on it. Derek Lively and Gafford are playing great in the paint. And I mean, again, P.J. Washington, you leave him over in that corner, he's been burying them. He really only had one off shooting game in against Minnesota, and that's the game they lost. He was like 2 for 11. Bad shooting night. 7-game series, though, man. This is going to be back and forth. Celtics, the Mavericks. Dacus, I'm kind of curious because, again, I have no clue right now as I sit here. Do you have a lean already?
No, I don't. I'm so stuck in the middle of this, and I know here in about 4 or 5 hours, I'm gonna have to be making picks this afternoon on the whole series, not just a game. But I'm kind of with you. I think I'm leaning Dallas for the series, and as silly as it might sound, I think I'm leaning Dallas tonight to at least cover.
Dallas to cover. 7:30 is going to be the tip, so everything is going to be kicking off. And again, it is a huge day. Again, 80th anniversary of D-Day. We have basketball back. You know what a great thing would be? When you get off work today or when you're on your lunch break or if you're just chilling at the crib today and you're like, man, I can't wait for some little hoops tonight. Tonight's the night that you go to for, a thirsty Thursday, you want to feed both your thirst. And I'm not talking about just your mouth. I'm also talking about your belly. You can go to Buster's Liquor Store and get anything you want for tonight. I love getting me some Tito's. But they have it all at Buster's Liquor Store. Now they also have Buster's Butcher. So you can go and get your drink on and your eat on. Buster's Butcher, they have the original one at 199 South Highland Street. That's right next to the liquor store over there in the University District. They've opened the new one at 5851 Poplar Avenue. That's right there at the Ridgeway Trace Shopping Center. You want a tomahawk, cut steak, bing, bang, boom, they got you. Maybe it's a thirsty Thursday, you want a little Tito's and a T-bone. They got you. Go over there. There's nothing like Buster's Butcher. I'm telling you. Come see why every cut counts at Buster's Butcher. And don't forget to stop by the liquor store. Again, NBA Finals tonight is huge. One other thing I wanted to mention before I have to get serious is a couple other things. And it's in the world of women's sports. One, have you watched the Women's Softball World Series?
Unfortunately, John, I have not, no.
Man, I can't help myself. I love baseball, you know that.
Sure.
But softball is fun. It's fast-paced.
I've actually got a nugget for you, John, for baseball, but please continue.
The Paul Skeens and Shohei Ohtani showdown
This
yesterday.
is a betting note.
Oh, a betting note? I
on,
love nuggets. I'm holding on to it. But watching, honestly, like Texas and OU, and I've caught a couple of these deadgum games. Man, I'm telling you, these girls can play some ball. And I'm telling you, it's fast paced. Only thing is I can't gamble on it yet because I haven't got the feel for it. I would have lost yesterday because I was going to bet on Texas against Oklahoma just because when I looked at the Texas lineup, I fell in love. It's like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, they were talented. But, man, I love watching the College World Series. I love watching women's sports. When the games are interesting and fun, they're entertaining. Now on the flip side, man, I got up this morning, and what do you think I was bombarded again with?
What's that? Oh, after you got through all of the bombarding of Dan Hurley.
Now, Dan Hurley stuff was fascinating this morning. I was just kind of, I guess for me it was fascinating because Dan Hurley wasn't on he wouldn't have been on the bingo card.
No, absolutely not.
I definitely wasn't thinking Dan Hurley to L.A. Just it didn't compute it at first. I mean, I get it. Dude knows basketball. Sure, he could be great. We'll see. But no, it was more WNBA, and it had nothing, again, to do with their sport. Guess what it had to do with?
What? I literally have no idea.
Oh, my gosh. So you didn't have this stuff absolutely just a
bombard. Oh, that one team was being harassed by somebody,
harassed
right?
my
yeah.
ass. Okay, that was the headlines. Did you actually see the quote harassing?
I didn't. No, I didn't pay attention.
It might have been the most polite dude in the history of the world. So what happens is you have the WNBA's Chicago Sky, where Angel Reese is on that team, and that's the team that has Chinity Chandler, the girl who hip-checked Caitlin Clark.
Chinity Carter.
I was close, damn it. I was close.
You were close.
Hey, by the way, she's CC like Caitlin Clark, right?
She's what? Oh yeah, you're right.
That's
You're right.
hilarious. I love this. So, but anyway, the villain CC, that's where she did the hip checking. Now this is what all of a sudden I wake up to. You see all these posts. It's Angel Reese, and on her Twitter, on her X, it says, "Finding out our team hotel to pull up with a camera as we get off the bus and put it in my teammate's face and harass her is nasty work. This is really out of control and needs to stop." Oh, wow. Getting harassed at our hotel is where the line needs to be drawn. Some fans have no chill. So the basketball team is freaking out. Now, there's the video of the guy who's doing it. He's the most polite person in the whole wide world. And he has his camera phone, and he's one of those little internet journalists. And it was just one guy, and he stood there, and he asked very politely one simple question. And then a security guard came out and was like, "Hey, man, none of that. We're not going to do that." And he's like, "Hey, I just wanted to ask about a question about the hip check on Caitlin Clark." And I mean, this is the most mild thing I've ever seen. And then they come out there and start saying that they are being harassed. So you want all the smoke. And I mean, do you want to go back to playing in front of 100 people? Or do you want to play in front of 17,000? Do you know what this reminds me of? It's like those dudes that they want every single channel, but they don't want to pay the cable bill. Like, that's weak, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, damn, I'm telling you right now, I watched women's softball the other night. Again, I was all up in the
softball.
The softball, no, but the Women's World Series, but no, the basketball one, the women's NCAA tournament.
Oh, I see what
I
you're
was
saying.
all up in that junk.
Okay,
like, dude, when it's a good athletic competition, I'm down with watching whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't watch Days of Our Lives or Young and the Restless. I'm not a soap person.
Not a soap guy.
And the BS around it drives me crazy. Like, I'm just saying, is it me? Am I too sensitive? And then there was a bunch of yesterday, like Mike Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser, who I think are great. They addressed it very respectfully. Tony Kornheiser did his whole business thing. Where's the commissioner of the WNBA? They need to come and tell these coaches and players we can't have this. Right now, it's about the product on the court. Make money. Don't do things to bring negative attention. Blah, 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 blah. Again, no news is bad news. Any news is good news, except for the stuff that annoys me, and then I'm going to talk about it.
Of course.
Mike Wilbon, he brought in the realistic aspect of race part of it. So they had a very serious conversation about it. Great. I think it was a great take. I'm here for all those things. My take is, though, I am getting to a point where I am so worn out on it that it's making my stomach hurt, because it's always about this girl and how she feels and do, and oh my goodness, this girl's getting shine. And again, a lot of it probably has to do with the national media and people who are trying to push their own agenda. But damn, the women are playing right into it. WNBA, get back to playing a little bit of basketball, kind of chill for a minute. And I think personally it would be beneficial. Now, is any woman going to listen to me? Hell no. I've had a lot of wives and girlfriends, you know what I'm saying? None of them listen to me. It's probably why they all left me. Because I keep trying. But anyway, on the other side, we're stepping away from this. It's time to talk a little bit about what we're going to see in the finals tonight. We got to talk of the NBA draft. How are things going with Penny Hardaway and the Tigers and Ryan Silverfield? Because we got Isaac Simpson next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ. Summertime's finally here, and that means it's time to party. Lucky for you, Family Leisure is having a summertime to party sale. Now, what's all included in this party sale? Practically everything. 24-foot above ground pools for as little as $19.99. All ladders, filter systems, and even robotic cleaners are 20% off. Come in and look at all of the in-stock patio furniture from It's up to 50% off. Play gyms for the kids, that's $1,000 off. Patio umbrellas, take 20% off. You can get a 4-person hot tub for just under $3,000. We know you're really going to just use it for yourself. Family Leisure has discounted pricing on all in-stock pool toys and floats while the supplies last, so you better get in quick. Plus, Family Leisure has special financing available. Just ask an associate for all the details. Summertime means party time, and Family Leisure is ready for any party. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun all come together.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home in Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Hi, this is Jay Stovall with Corky's Barbecue. We have been serving up our legendary barbecue for more than 39 years, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Whether you're dining in, picking up in our drive-thru, or serving our famous barbecue at your office or home, with Corky's Party Pack, you are the hit of the party. Barbecue pulled pork, baked beans, coleslaw, barbecue sauce, and buns, starting at only $8.49 per person. And as you know, we send plenty of food. You never have to worry about running out of the store. Hi, this is Jay Stovall with Corky's Barbecue. We have been serving up our legendary barbecue for more than 39 years, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Whether you're dining in, picking up in our drive-thru, or serving our famous barbecue at your office or home, with Corky's Party Pack, you are the hit of the party. Barbecue pulled pork, baked beans, coleslaw, barbecue sauce, and buns, starting at only $8.49 per person. And as you know, we send plenty of food. You never have to worry about running out of the store.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a thirsty Thursday. It's a beautiful day, man. We got the NBA Finals back tonight, 7:30. Dallas Mavericks, Boston Celtics. Boston 6.5-point favorite. Totals dipped down to 215.5. We're going to talk some NBA Finals, a little NBA draft. Penny Hardaway, Ryan Silverfield, Memphis Tigers. We got Isaac Simpson who's going to join us. But got to remind you, man, it's that time of the year, man. Don't you like looking good? Deion Sanders always says it. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. Get out there and play. It's a beautiful world. Go out there and enjoy it. But make sure you stop by 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch and get you your gear. They can dress you from head to toe, have you styling and profiling. And not only can they dress you, they can dress everybody in your family. They got a children's department, a ladies' boutique, a men's section, and the largest boot showroom around. It's Frontier Western Store and FrontierWesternStore.com. Isaac Simpson is in the house. First and foremost, what's up, Isaac?
Man, it's a thirsty Thursday, man. Just trying to fulfill that thirst. No, I'm good, man. How you doing, Johnny?
Brother, I am blessed, and we're gonna fill it up because I've been waiting for the NBA Finals. I got so many thoughts about it. I feel like a schizophrenic right now because I'm back and forth and back and forth. This one is a very difficult difficult game to pick. So we're going to break a little bit of that down. We're going to talk about Penny, the Tigers. We got all kinds of stuff to get to. NBA draft. You've been killing it over there at Ethos Grizzlies. Everybody follow Isaac at Isaac_NBA. Check out Ethos Grizzlies podcast. You're all up in the NBA draft, man. Y'all pretty much dropped everything, haven't you?
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, we're doing one episode a week, man. I got some big-time guests coming up. I got John Kepchevich from Draft Express coming up in about a week. He's going to be on with me. He's the scout director for Draft Express, ESPN. He's going to be on there with me. So, man, stay tuned in. Keep it locked to Ethos Grizzlies, man. We got some great stuff, great content coming out for you.
I know you've gone out there to put out your top 10 as you feel today, haven't you?
Yeah. I actually think there's going to be a lot of movement. But I put out a top 10 just kind of pretending like everything's going to be talk and teams are just going to select where they are. I think there's going to be a lot of movement, though. I really expect the Grizzlies to do something. I would be surprised if they just stick and draft at 9, whether they're going to go up or move down in the draft, pick up more assets. I think they're going to do something.
Man, I do too. I'm getting kind of excited for the Grizzlies, but we do have the NBA Finals tonight. Right now, from your vantage point, I was talking earlier in the show, I talked to a friend who's a huge Atlanta Hawks fan, and he's like, bro, this is painful finals. He's like, realizing we traded Luka for Trae Young makes me want to vomit, you know? So everybody has like a different perspective of how they're looking at this bad boy. How are you looking at tonight's finals?
Overall, I think Dallas is going to win the series. I got Dallas in 6, but tonight, man, it's tough. I can't get a feel for it at all. Usually, I kind of lean one way or the other. I put a poll out to kind of see what other people are thinking. It started off heavy Boston, but looks like Dallas might be a pass them up by now. It's tough. I think Dallas has lost every game won in these playoffs. I think if I had to go one way or the other tonight, I think I would go with Boston. But I think, like I said, I think Dallas is going to win the series. I just don't trust the Celtics. You see they play with their food too much. I think they kind of rely on their talent. They don't seem to have that heart that a lot of other teams have. And that's why inferior teams are able to be in games and win games against them in the playoffs, because they just don't have that killer instinct. So I can't see them. This Dallas team right now just kind of feels like a team of destiny to me. They feel hungry. These guys are playing. You got Luka and Kyrie and playing with chemistry that I never thought we'd see from both of those guys together. Luka's playing the right way. He's not playing selfish. He's not dominating the ball as much. He's stressing his teammates. I just can't see that Boston team just with the mentality that they have beat this team 4 times. I know it's very polarizing because some people think it's going to be easy on the other side. A lot of people got Boston in 5 or 6, but I don't see it, man. This Dallas team feels special to me, and I think they're going to find a way to get it done. But tonight is an interesting one. I think as long as Dallas can get one of these first 2, I think they're going to be fine. I don't know whether it's going to be tonight or game 2. I think I kind of lean Boston tonight.
You know, it's kind of interesting. Like tonight, most of the action, again, it's still just the middle of the afternoon, but 76% of the money right now is on Dallas plus the 6.5.
Dallas, yeah. I saw that. I was kind of surprised by that.
But the largest money for the series is, like you said, is Boston in 6. Like if it comes to actually picking the series. So, yeah, man, this one's wild. But I agree with you. I was talking about that this week. Like right now, when I look at Dallas. And again, you're right. Dallas lost the first game against the Clippers. They lost the first game against the Thunder, but then they pulled that one out against the Timberwolves and they just rolled through the Timberwolves series. But like Dallas,
yeah, they did. I was thinking about that. Yeah, you're right.
Dallas has been playing the best basketball in the world right now. How big is it about Dallas and just the momentum that they've had at this time of the year? Because again, at the beginning of the year, totally different team. There was a point in the season they thought they were going to blow this up. All of a sudden, they get Gafford. They get P.J. Washington. This thing starts to gel. They're playing better than anybody. But Boston has basically been, in kind of cruise control and owned the NBA the whole season. Which matters more?
Like I said, I think momentum is a real thing. Like a lot of people don't really take that into account. I just feel like you said, this Dallas team, because Minnesota in that Denver series looked like world beaters. Like they scared me as a Grizzlies fan. Seeing what they were doing and thinking about all the other teams you already had to deal with Denver and Oklahoma City and Dallas, and thinking that Minnesota is this juggernaut. The way coming into that Mavs series, I'm like, man, this team is about to win it all, and they made them look silly. Like it wasn't even even particularly close in that series. Dallas just kind of dominated those guys. So I just feel like when you look at this Mavericks team again, it just feels like to me a team of destiny. I know Boston gets Kristaps Porzingis back tonight, but he hadn't played in like 6-7 weeks. It's not like I think he's gonna have an adjustment period. When they talked to him the other day, they asked him was he running pain free, and he was kind of hesitant on that answer. I don't know if there was gamesmanship or he was being real. Like he really isn't. It took him like 10 seconds to answer the question. So I don't think that's going to have as big of an impact as a lot of Celtics fans think. I've talked to a lot of Celtics fans. They were like, "Oh, we got Kristaps back. That's going to be a game changer." And I mean, he definitely makes a difference. But I just feel like this Dallas team's on another level. When you have Luka and Kyrie playing the way that they're playing together, man, that's just hard to beat. I don't care what you have, Tatum, Brown, doesn't matter, man. I think these teams match up really well with each other, but I just feel like Dallas has more heart. They're playing better. They have the momentum. And I just, again, man, when it comes to certain things, we've seen this movie before with this Boston team, and they just seem to come up short. They've had the talent. It pisses me off because they have all the talent in the world, but they just can't seem to get it done. I also think Dallas has a big coaching advantage. I think Jason Kidd over Joe Mazzulla, I don't think there's even any question on who's the better coach in that situation. So I think when it comes down to X and O's and gamesmanship, I definitely think Dallas has the advantage there. So, again, man, I think as long as they get one of these first two, I think they're going to be fine. Their fans have been fantastic down there in Dallas and in those games. So it's going to be a fun one. Like you said, you got the storyline with Luka and Porzingis, even though Chandler Parsons came out and said that they had beef with each other. Luka kind of said that's not true. I kind of believe they do. Just watching some of that stuff from back then, I know Luka's kind of saying that they're friends or whatever. I don't really buy that. I think there is some kind of thoughts there. And you also have Kyrie going back to Boston. I wonder, is he going to stage the arena and step on a leprechaun tonight? That's going to be interesting to see. Those fans are going to be going to welcome him with some unpleasantries, I'm sure. So that's going to be fun to watch, man. I'm excited for this series, man. I think it's going to be a good one. But I think Dallas finds a way to get this done.
The pick and roll basically is Dallas. You know, they love Luka in the pick and roll is ridiculous. Same with Kyrie. Like one of the big things is like, you know, what is Kristaps Porzingis going to be able to do defensively? Because they can switch everything with Holiday, Tatum, Brown. I'm just kind of curious with that calf injury and Al Horford. If you have Porzingis and Horford on at the same time, you might have two huge liabilities.
Yeah, that's exactly, because you're talking about these athletic bigs with Lively and Gafford, and I think that's kind of what Minnesota found out. Even with with guys like Cat and Naz Reid out there, they still couldn't really stop those guys, the athleticism of those guys. Because again, those are not guys that are going to go back to the basket and try to drop step or do anything like that. They're just athletic. They're going up catching lobs, and that's hard for guys to deal with, especially a guy like Horford at his age and foot speed. I don't think he's going to be really able to do anything about that. And Porzingis, so with his height, with that injury, how well is he going to be moving around out there? I think it's going to be a question. That's going to be something I'll definitely be watching tonight to see how well he's moving. But those guys, man, and you go back to the trade deadline, man, picking up P.J. Washington and
Huge.
Daniel Gafford. I mean, how big was that? I mean, that just transformed
Changed the outlook of the whole season. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, I mean, because like you said, it looked like that thing was heading toward a blow-up. I mean, people were discussing that openly, and they go out and get those two guys and just kind of change it. Nobody thought this Dallas, even mid-season, nobody thought would have any dreams that this Dallas team would end up in the finals, man. And we're sitting here, I'm predicting them to win a title, and I never thought I would have said that even in the middle of the season. But, again, man, Luka is just playing on a different level right now, and I trust Luka over Jason Tatum. I mean, Jason Tatum, I don't know what it is, man. He might score 41 game and might have 12 the next in a playoff, an NBA Finals game. Like, he does this time and time again. He just doesn't rise to the occasion when they needed to. Most of the time, it's Jaylen Brown in those situations that kind of rises to the occasion for them. It's usually not Tatum, and that's a problem. And I think, again, I've always said that comes from the head of the snake. And even though Jaylen Brown, lots of times in the playoffs, especially plays better than him, the attitude of that team comes from Jason Tatum, and I think that trickles down. He's just too cool for school. Like, you never see him. He's emotionless. He doesn't really ever get high or low, no matter what the score is. He doesn't ever seem to get upset, and I just think that's an issue with that team. And you saw how even without Tyrese Halliburton, some injuries that Indiana had, Indiana was right there in every game in that series. I think except one. So that's just what they do. And I just feel like if you do that against this Dallas team, I think they're going to bite you.
Yeah, and when you look on paper, though, when you look like at the Celtics on paper and you got, hell, White's playing so damn good and Brown and Tatum and, of course, Holiday, you got four guys who can play defense, who can switch, who can light it up on both ends. Like, you got four dudes who are literally two-way players, and two of them might be the best two-way, guys in basketball with Tatum and Brown. And then on the other flip side, you have the two superstars in Kyrie and Luka, who are the best offensive backcourt in basketball. The difference right now, though, for Dallas has been what they can do in the paint and how they're able to, lock it up. Defensively, can they pull right now? If Boston's making their threes, that's going to be a big deal. But how do they get Gafford? How do they get Lively out of the middle of the paint?
Yeah, man, I think that's going to be their big question. Because, I mean, you talk about defense. Luka and Kyrie are going to get theirs. I don't care how good you are defensively. Those guys are going to be able to score. I mean, they're just pretty much unguardable. I mean, they're going to get their points. I don't care who you put on them. I think you just kind of put the key to the series, I think, on both sides. Dallas, if Dallas is going to win this series, they need those guys, P.J. Washington, Gafford, and Lively. They need those three guys to perform kind of the same way they've been performing. And they all had really good series against Minnesota, and Minnesota's a great defensive team as well. If those guys were able to do that against Minnesota, I think they'll be able to do it especially against Al Horford. I don't think he's, going to have much resistance for those guys in the paint. But Boston, if Boston's going to win, they have to find a way to, like you said, get those guys out. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they have the personnel. Maybe if they had another guy that was a more mobile beside Porzingis, if Porzingis was 100% and they had another guy that wasn't Horford, that was younger and more mobile, I think they'd have a better chance. But I think Al Horford's going to be barbecue chicken for those guys because he just doesn't have
the Tillman and Kristaps. If any of those three dudes are in there, there's a big mismatch at the center position.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Derek Lively is just, for a rookie, man, it's just been amazing for it because you just don't usually see rookies become playoff risers. I mean, he's been better in the playoffs than he was in the regular season. That's just something that you don't see. I mean, he is an X factor for that team, man. It's crazy to say that for a guy. You look at the numbers that he put up in college, and nobody, I don't think, expected. I guess maybe Dallas because they took him higher than was expected to do what he's doing. And I think he's outside of Luka and Kyrie. He's probably the biggest reason why they're in this position right now. And that I don't think anybody would have said that in the beginning of the series. But again, I think he's a problem for Boston, and Boston has to find a way to get those guys out of the paint because if they're able to do kind of the same work that we've seen in these first three series that they've been able to do, I think it's big time trouble for Boston. And I think the other guys, the main guys, will kind of cancel themselves out. I think that's the X factor, and I think you hit the nail on the head with that. That's what's going to determine the series.
Game number 1, 7:30 on ABC, Boston. And, of course, the Dallas Mavericks. We're talking that all day long. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to bet on this thing. I love betting in line. That's become my new thing. I don't know, man. It just seems like it's working, Isaac. But we got to take a quick time out. On the other side, we got to switch gears. We're going to talk about the Tigers. And we also got to talk about Ryan Silverfield and a little bit of football. Don't touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Your house, your office building? Impossible! Not. Call Wilson's Pro Wash. Your house, fence, driveway, warehouse, store, hotel, even cars and trucks to all be squeaky clean and beautiful after pressure washing by Wilson's Pro Wash. Wilson's specializes in cleaning all hard surfaces, concrete, stone, brick, and mortar, even wood and vinyl siding. Then Wilson's can seal their surfaces so they stay looking brand new. Call Wilson's Pro Wash, 91524-6799, or online at wilsonsprowash.com.
With Verizon, now everyone can get our best phone deals.
Even if I'm new?
Even if you're new.
What if I've been with Verizon forever?
Oh, yeah. You see, new and existing customers get the amazing iPhone 15 with tons of storage on us. With any iPhone trade-in, any model, any condition. Guaranteed with unlimited ultimate.
Here's one. What if?
That's a yes. There's a deal out there for everyone. Only at Verizon. $829.99, 128 gigabyte only device payment or full retail purchase with new or upgrade smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan. Minimum $90 a month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Trade-in terms apply.
Summer's heating up, and so are the savings at Choate's. We've got 3 incredible offers to make your season spectacular. First up, our Grill and Chill with Choate's Summer Special. Upgrade your HVAC system and choose between a free Yeti cooler or a Green Egg grill on select systems. Then power through any outage with Choate's generators. Be one of the first 50 customers to buy a generator and score a massive 75-inch TV or an iPad. Also, don't forget about our tankless water heater offer. Purchase a tankless water heater from Choate's and receive a premium toilet free. Don't wait. These offers are too good to last. Turn to the experts with Choate's and call 347-8086 or visit us online today for your free estimate. Now introducing Choate's air conditioning, heating, plumbing, and generators. Choate's, let our family serve your family.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? Well, Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has helped over 35,000 families out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares, and they may be able to help you too. If you were misled into signing a timeshare agreement that is a lifetime commitment, if you were told timeshare is a great investment or your maintenance fees will never go up, you need to get the facts about timeshare cancellation. For over 10 years, Wesley Financial Group has been dedicated to helping folks get out of a lifetime of debt by canceling their timeshares. So they created a timeshare exit information kit, which reveals how the timeshare industry works and what your options are for cancellation. Simply call Wesley right now and they will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free. See how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Again, 800-761-0000.
If you own a business, you know Luttrell Belting keeps you moving. Luttrell has cost-effective belts, conveyor components, and 24/7 on-site service to keep you operating smoothly. Text are just a phone call away at 800-441-8946 or online at LuttrellBelting.com. Luttrell's Memphis plant stocks belting in nearly every size and finish, and if they don't have it, they'll make it. From ordering to selection, fabrication, and installation, your Luttrell sales rep is there for you. Luttrell Belting keeps you moving.
Now, back to sports time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Clothing Line, Jeep Company in Collierville. Once again, on Brett Norsworthy and Brian Davis.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Davis all day
Played the
long.
wrong rejoin. That's on me, John.
What did you
You didn't even notice it. It was a afternoon rejoin.
Buddy, you better be getting on your A game, son.
Tripping today.
I feel like you came out here on a thirsty Thursday with your C game.
Maybe I tapped into a little bit of Tito's a little too early.
Dude, that's my homie right there. You can do the same thing. You can run over to Buster's Liquor Store. While you're over at Buster's Liquor Store, don't forget to stop by Buster's Butcher Shop right next to the liquor store in the University District at 199 South Highland Street. They've got a new Buster's Butcher at 5851 Poplar Avenue in the Ridgeway Trace Shopping Center. They're open 10 to 6 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sunday. The finest cuts of meat, the finest cheeses, the best charcuterie board. They are producing all kinds of stuff. I'm telling you right now, go learn more about Buster's Butcher right now at bustersbutcher.com. There's nothing else like it. You can't find anything else like this in Memphis. I'm telling you, come see why every cut counts at Buster's Butcher. I'm fired up because I'm going to go by Buster's Liquor Store and get some Tito's. I'm going to go get me some big old steaks tonight. I'm getting Tito's and a couple T-bones, and I'm firing on the NBA Finals. We're talking with Isaac Simpson. Isaac, what's up, my man?
Man, what up?
You getting a little hungry? You're like, I need me a drink and a T-bone.
Man, that sounds good, man. I can't lie, man. That sounds like a good night, man. T-bone steak, little Tito's and NBA Finals, man, can't beat that.
Man, I'm telling you right now, that's how you should do it. Now, we got the NBA Finals. We talked about it. You're leaning right now for Dallas for the series, correct?
Yes, I think Dallas, if they win it, I think it's going to be in 6. If it goes 7, I think it's always tough, man. If you go win a Finals game 7 on the road, not saying they can't do it because they've been fantastic on the road, but I'm going to say Dallas in 6. But, I mean, I think they can win it in 7. I just think it's more likely if they win it, it's probably in 6.
If you look at this realistically, and I'm not saying it now, I'm just kind of looking ahead because I like to do these types of things. The Mavericks, their run, their first series, they go out there and they take care of the Clippers. Paul George, Kawhi, he was a little banged up. They go through the 1 seed in Oklahoma City. Then they beat the Minnesota team, the team that knocked off Denver. And if they beat this Boston team, Luka and Kyrie, talk about a historic run. That would be filthy.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, because you talk about knocking off the number 1 seed, even though that's the younger basketball team. The OKC team is really good, and I think even more impressive is what they did against Minnesota. Because I think people, after that Denver series, people are just pretty much locked in that Minnesota's going to win the title. Like that. Like I don't think there wasn't many questions after what we saw from that, and they didn't just beat Minnesota. I mean, they massacred them. I mean, it wasn't even, like I said, man, Minnesota was barely even in that series, and they just kind of made them look silly. So that was super impressive. And if they go on and beat this Boston team, which has the best record in the league, number 1 overall seed, that, like you said, that would be one of the best runs ever. There'd be no question nothing that you could say about this Dallas team. I mean, that would be a legit run to the championship, man, if they were able to pull that off.
It would be ridiculous. And again, the thing that's crazy about it is when you look at this Mavericks team and you just look at the NBA, and I'm looking at it from a Grizzlies perspective right now, putting on my Grizzlies cap. You look at the Mavericks, this is a team that you're like, man, this run, I mean, this is historic. Luka and Kyrie, they got their A game out there. But you look at the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder, that young group, they are coming. The Nuggets are still, they ain't gone nowhere with Jokic, even though we've seen video. Have you seen a bunch of video of him going down like the rivers and rafts lately on the X?
Yeah.
Dude, that dude's a trip. That dude's a trip. And you got Minnesota with Ant-Man doing his business. Don't forget Kevin Durant's still around out there in the West with the Suns. You got Lakers trying to get Dan Hurley today. Like, the West is loaded. And that Grizzlies team, like, they are just a couple pieces away. The draft is right around the corner. Look in your crystal ball. What can the Grizzlies do to add to this team to make them one of the legitimate contenders in what is a damn loaded West?
Yeah, like you said, this West is going to be a gauntlet. I mean, when you think about kind of the pecking order next year, I mean, it's hard to kind of even say who's going to be bad. I guess Portland, would be kind of down there at the bottom. I mean, after that, you're starting talking about teams like Phoenix and Sacramento being near the bottom of the West, which is crazy. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous. I mean, and the Grizzlies, I think the Grizzlies can be right there. First off, they gotta find a way to address the front court. I think that's the biggest issue. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Luke Kennard. He has a team option. I would be shocked if Luke Kennard's still on this team. Excuse me, going into next year, because if they make a trade, you kind of look at the contracts on the team. The obvious ones that have enough money on that will move the needle is Luke Kennard and Marcus Smart. And so I think obviously you're probably going to move Luke Kennard before you move Marcus Smart. So I think the chance of Luke Kennard being on this roster next year are slim. So you're probably going to be looking at shooting as well as something else you're going to need off the bench. But I think it all starts at center. I mean, there's a lot of rumors going around possibly that they might be trying to go up to number 3 to get my guy Donovan Clingan, who I'm a big fan of. I really don't think that you need to move up to 3, though, to get him. When I look at the board, if he gets past Washington at 2 and Houston or whoever they trade that pick to at 3, I don't think San Antonio takes him at 4. I think they're going to take a point guard. I think Stephon Castle at UConn is probably who San Antonio goes with at 4. Detroit's not going to take him. So I think if you can move up to 6 with Charlotte, I think if you really want Clingan, I think that's what you can do. I think if you get up to 6, I think he'll be there for you. I just don't going up to 3, man. I don't know. It's going to take a lot of assets. I think more than you probably want to pay. You probably have to get rid of Smart probably to get up to 3. I just don't know if anything less than that you're going to be able to get up there. 9 and Smart, and maybe a future pick or something crazy because that's 6 spots. I mean, even though this is considered to be not so great draft, I mean, if you're in the top 3, I think teams are going to still have a high asking price for those picks because Houston's trying to look to get Mikal Bridges. I think they're trying to look to do something big, so I don't think it's going to be easy to get up to the 3. But I think if you get to 6, you can get my guy Clingan. And it's polarizing, man. A lot of people, they're on the Zach Edey train. I am not at all. I think me and you kind of agree with that on that sentiment. I'm not a Edey fan at all. His game translating. I think Clingan's game is going to translate a lot quicker, a lot better than Edey. That's just the way I feel on it. I've talked about that and argued about that too. I'm blue in the face, but that's just how I feel on it. I'm a big fan of Clingan, big believer in his. But, I mean, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of options. Like I said, they could move down. Khalil Ware out of Indiana is another guy that I really like. Could be Derek Lively, but better offensively. Can step out, knock down a 3 as well. I mean, he could have that type of impact. I mean, I really love his game. Or they could trade out and move in for a veteran center. Heard stuff about Jared Allen in Cleveland. So I think they're wide open for business, but I expect them to be really active because I think they know the time is now. Like, I think they've kind of waited back a little bit, and I don't think you can do that at this point. With the way the West is moving, man, if you're going to be in this, it's an arms race, and if you're going to be in this group of teams that's really competing, man, you got to go out and make the moves. You can't sit back and be complacent and be content and sit on your hands on what you have. So I think they know that. I think Zach Kleiman's going to go out and be aggressive.
Speaking of the Grizzlies, got to switch gears while I got a little bit of time left. What do you think is going to happen with the roster? Are they going to be able to get anybody fulfill the loss of David Jones?
I think Arthur Kaluma is going to be the guy. Before I even found out they were connected, once he pulled out of the draft, I was like, man, that's the guy they need to go after. And shortly after them, the reports came out that they were after him, and it said to be they have a big lead with him. I imagine he played at Kansas State, so I imagine Naquan Tumblin has kind of been in his ear about Penny and Memphis and what they're about. And they definitely have the NIL money because they had a big chunk of change they're about to throw at David Jones. So I'm sure they have a big chunk of change they can use there. And I think he's a great fit because they were talking about using David Jones at power forward, which I wasn't a big fan of. I think they were going to go with Hunter, Haggerty, Kobe Rogers, David Jones, and Dane Danger as the starting lineup. So and you figured out that David Jones comes out like 6'3" at the combine, and you would have been starting that guy power forward, which I'm not a big fan of. Arthur Kaluma's a little bit bigger. He plays bigger than David Jones. He's 6'7", about 225, 230. So he's a big kid. Can rebound really well. Averaged about 15.7 rebounds, couple of assists. Just an all-around player, really good defender. But shot about 35% from three. He's improved from 3 every year he's played. Started off at Creighton. Played his first 2 years. Creighton played at Kansas State last year. But I think he's a needle mover. And I think they end up locking it down because at this point, they almost have to have him. I mean, if they don't get him, I think you're in a little bit of trouble because there's not a lot left out there. On the market, Watkins is another kid they were going after, Jameer Watkins, but he is not, Memphis is not on his final list. They kind of got in on him late. So those were the 2 guys that kind of really fit that bill that they were looking for. But I think Finney locked this one down. And I think he's a really good piece, and I think that changes things a lot. I think that makes you feel a little bit better going to the season because if you don't feel that hole, man, I don't know if this team is good enough on its own to really to do anything special. I think even to make a tournament team, I think you need to get Kaluma in there and get him locked in. At that point, like I said, we've seen this team have talent on paper. I know we talked about this last week, and it didn't come together. You still need that talent to come together because you're still bringing in a lot of new guys, a lot of guys that are used to being number 1, number 2 options, and now they're going to have to defer. And that's not easy to do. I think the positive is he's getting them in early. The last couple of years, he had guys still coming in August and September. He's going to have his full team here within the next couple of weeks. I think most of the guys are already here. So I think that's a big positive. Hit the ground running, and hopefully that chemistry comes together quicker this season, and we don't have some of the problems we had the last few years.
All right, you got to tell me and tell everybody out there where they can find you, what you got you're working on in the lab.
Yeah, man, at Ethos Grizzlies, got another podcast dropping this weekend with my guy William from the All Rookie podcast. He's also on the Ethos Grizzlies network. We're going to be talking draft. Also got John Kepchevich, who is the scouting director for Draft Express. He's going to be jumping on with me within the next week. So go over there, Eddie. Those Grizzlies, give us a like and a follow. We definitely appreciate that. Personal Twitter X feed, Isaac_NBA, and, of course, TigerSportsReport.com.
Isaac, be blessed. Appreciate your time, and don't forget to roll up to Buster's Butcher and get you a couple T-bones for tonight. All right, my friend?
Man, sounds like a plan.
That is my buddy Isaac Simpson. Follow him at Isaac_NBA. We got to take a quick timeout. We're back into Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
June. It's wedding season.
It is.
Or as I like to call it, Free Central Barbecue Month.
Who's what?
Well, not that I don't enjoy weddings. I do, especially the ones that I can tell are going to be a disaster. But what I love about weddings is that so many people choose Central Barbecue to cater the food at the reception.
You root for marriages to fail?
Not exactly root. I just enjoy drama and free barbecue. I like to sit there and enjoy my plate of Central Barbecue with beans and slaw and wait for things to blow up.
At the reception?
Ideally. I mean, I won't be around to see it otherwise. Plus, free Central Barbecue.
Simple, smooth, and every sip is easy as to last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does your favorite mixers. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent out to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff, just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, mainly 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Jenkins Floors and More invites you to their retail warehouse where they pass wholesale savings on to you. Jenkins Floors in Little Rock, Cleveland, Mississippi, and now open in Horn Lake at 2356 West Goodman Road. Specializing in flooring and carpeting, tile, plantation shutters, and blinds, Jenkins makes your life easy with a 2-week turnaround. Contractors, builders, or family projects, call 662-469-9350 for a free estimate. Owners Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins say hello to Sports 56 fans and look forward to your business.
Anticipation is building for Memphis football.
3, 2, 1, that's your winner!
With a cast of returning stars ready for the big stage. The momentum for Memphis football is on the rise.
Breaking into the end zone. Tiger touchdown. He's got it. He denied.
It's time to breakfast. So purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGo.com.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Oh, yeah.
That's one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a Thirsty Thursday here in the Mid-South. You know, hour number 2 is always brought to you by the best. That's Tito's Handmade Vodka. It's crafted and distilled in the United States. Good old US of A vodka. It's also 100% gluten-free because it's corn. That's right, no wheat up in that bad boy. 6 times distilled, then distilled in classic copper pots. That's why it's got such a unique flavor. Slightly sweet, black pepper noted, balances everything out. Whether you're crafting a cocktail or drinking it neat, make sure you get your Tito's on today. Now, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got to talk about some baseball because guess what, people? It's 12:07. Baseball is starting right now. Yes, that's right. You have the Orioles and the Blue Jays. They're getting things going right now. And in just a couple minutes, you have the Royals and the Guardians. BB's pitching for Cleveland. Singer for Kansas City. Don't like that game at all. Kansas City plus 150 feels like a good bet, but the Guardians have been pretty hot. I'm scared to touch it. I'm not touching with a 10-foot pole. I don't really like much of the early games, but we're going to talk about some of the things that we saw yesterday in Major League Baseball. We got the College World Series coming up. But we've had some crazy, crazy things happen in baseball this year. And if you've been paying any attention, which I hope you have, the Yankees are a damn good baseball team. They are a damn good baseball team. And let's also think here real quick, people. The Yankees also just got better. You know who right now, when you think of the Yankees, what do you think of? You're thinking of Judge.
And Soto.
And you're thinking Soto, Anthony Volpe, Stanton. You're thinking about just a team that is loaded when it comes to hitting the baseball. Yesterday, they overpowered the Twins 9-5. This is a team that can just, Judge had 5 damn RBIs yesterday. Did you realize that?
Holy cow.
Dude, they've won 7 straight, 18 of their last 22. The Yankees are on freaking fire. And right now, when you think of the Yankees, again, you think of Volpe and Soto and Judge. Torres, LeMahieu's back. They're not hitting yet. Rizzo's not either, really, but, they still got some pop. They got a lot of pop. But have you paid any attention to this bullpen?
Yeah.
The bullpen is dominant and shutting the door on everybody and their grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about that starting rotation?
It's been really good, too.
Who right now is Rookie of the Year and right now probably leading for the Cy Young in the American League?
Probably Luis Gil.
And did you hear what I said? He is competing for right now, not only the Rookie of the Year, but right now, can you really say anybody in the American League is pitching better than him? Period. End of discussion. I can't think of anybody. His whip is 0.92. He is dominant on the mound, on the bump. He is owning pitchers from both sides. He's got an 8-1 record with an ERA under 2. 1.82. The kid is a rookie. He's probably a buck 85 soaking wet. But his arm angle, his spin, the way he toys with hitters, he overpowers them. He outthinks them. This kid looks like a freaking vet out there. Now, I know it's early. We have seen guys come out there and be dominant, and then all of a sudden, hitters figured them out. Well, you're going to have to do a lot of figuring because not only you have to deal with Gil, but now you know who's coming back to the rotation?
Who's that?
Who won the Cy Young last year?
Oh, Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
Wow.
You want to talk about a 1-2 punch? You have to deal with that lineup, and if you get to the postseason, your 1-2 is going to be Garrett Cole and Gil.
Well, that's pretty good. Pretty good one, too, John.
Carlos Rodon ain't a bad 3.
No, not at all.
Marcus Stroman, what are you going to throw him in the bullpen to come out there and give you a little something with the little man?
Jeez.
What about Nestor?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Yankees and everything in the whole offseason was all about the damn Dodgers. And, of course, they go and got Shohei. What they've done is ridiculous. They're loaded. The Yankees look nasty. And, again, that bullpen, Ferguson, Clay looks filthy, finally living up to the potential that he's had. Watch out. Yankees in the American League. Ouch. Remember how we were all, and don't get me wrong. The Orioles are playing good baseball. This is a team that has won 7 of their last 10 games.
Right.
But when you think of the Orioles, they're playing amazing. But right now in the American League, is it not all things Yankees?
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the American League East, you just have to be thinking to yourself, damn. And I don't know what's going on with the Blue Jays. They are terrible.
They are bad. I faded them today.
What has happened to the Blue Jays?
I don't know. They're getting ready to sell. Obviously not like Guerrero or Bichette, but I think pretty much everybody else on that roster is available.
They also, this is a team that this is a team that went out in the offseason and they did a little swinging. You had Gausman, Bassett, Barrios.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a team that expected to compete. It's weird, man. Vlad and Bo just ain't been able to carry this team either. And George Springer has not been a big addition to that Toronto Blue Jays team.
No.
Sure as hell hasn't been one. So,
all right, John. Earlier, I told you that I had a nugget for you to keep an eye on.
I love nuggets
when it comes to gambling.
What kind of
Major
nugget?
League Baseball. Gambling nugget.
Oh, a gambling nugget.
nugget.
I like
That's right.
nuggets like that too. I like gold nuggets. I like sticky icky nuggets,
Mm-hmm.
and I like gambling nuggets.
So this is something that I noticed late April, early May. I wrote all this down.
I need to open up my site?
No, I don't think so. Certainly not right now. I saw this and I wrote all it down to make sure I went crazy on May 1st, 2024, obviously. And it's now happened back-to-back games. I wish I had brought it up yesterday and I forgot about it, and then it happened again last night. The Chicago White Sox. When you talk about in-game betting, John, for the NBA,
If they ever get a lead,
they
bet
always get leads. This
and then
team
they lose it at the
plays so well early in games, and then it just comes apart. Early in the season, May 1st, they had 26 losses on the season already. 11 of those games, they had led at some point and then ended up losing. 7 of those games, John, they were leading after 5 innings and ended up losing the game. 2 nights ago, playing the Cubs on the north side, up 5-0. I believe I turned it on in the 6th inning. They were up 5-0. I almost bet it, and I got busy or I got sidetracked and didn't end up betting it. Cubs come back and win last night. They're up by like 2. I ended up betting it plus money on the Cubs in like the 6th or 7th inning. Cubs end up coming back, tying it, walking it off in the bottom of the 9th. I'm telling you, got to keep an eye on the White Sox because this team, now things are going to change because I'm sure they're going to sell off a lot of pieces at the trade deadline. But right now, this team is finding ways early in games to get runs on the board.
And then once they get the lead, you go against them.
And then it feels like I heard over the weekend watching college baseball, they had Squeeze Play, and I watched a lot of Squeeze Play to try to keep an eye on all the games. And one of the guys on Squeeze Play said, we're getting in a lot of these games where, you know, these underdogs are winning, and you get to about the 7th or 8th inning, and they go, holy cow, we're about to beat X team, or we're actually beating X team, and then it all falls apart and they crumble. That's what the White Sox are doing.
Yeah, but also like last week when we were doing the College World Series, I mean the regionals to get to Omaha for the College World Series. Holy moly! Like Wofford, was it Wofford when they were playing like LSU?
Yeah,
they jumped
Wofford,
out.
yeah.
Wofford, whatever, up 5 or 6-0. And you're like, damn,
Yeah.
dude, LSU was a huge favorite before the game started. I can get them back now plus money. And it sounds crazy. They're down 5, but it's college baseball. Like the total was still 17 and a half runs.
Yeah, I mean, college baseball, you can go up there and score
like,
6 runs any inning.
And playing that last week was very financial. Like hell, it was I think it was Virginia was playing. Was it Mississippi State that they were down?
Yeah, they were down against Mississippi
and
State.
you took Virginia, and then all of a sudden they come back and win the game late.
Yeah.
Like, man, it was just I don't know, man.
But I'm telling you, for Major League Baseball,
so White Sox is like that.
Yeah, keep an eye on their games, and if they go up by a run or two, a lot of times you can go on there and get that other team for plus. I remember like earlier in the season they were playing like Tampa Bay or something. They were only up like 1 or 2-0 before the game started. Tampa Bay was like minus 180. White Sox score 1 run in the top of the first or top of the second, and Tampa Bay is now plus money. Hop on them because more likely than not, this White Sox team finds ways to lose.
Yeah, well, the Yankees, by the way, have been winning a lot, and I feel like I need to ride that horse again. The Yankees today are playing the Twins. They're minus 40 again. We saw Luis Gil pitch just 2 days ago, and 7 shutout innings. You saw Rodon yesterday, 6 innings, only give up 2 runs. By the way, Carlos is 8-2 on the season with an ERA of 3. Today you have Marcus Stroman, who's on the bump, who's 5-2 with a 2.73 ERA. He's going to be your 4th fiddle. Think about that. You're going to have Garrett Cole, Luis Gil, Carlos Rodon, and Marcus Stroman. Like,
that's crazy.
And this is a team that can hit and score runs in bunches. And again, the bullpen. So I think I have to ride the Yankees against the Twins today. Like, that's a game that I just feel like I still can't jump up. They're winners of 18 of the last 22, man. You're making money back in the Yankees, damn it.
All 4 of their starter, like consistent starters right now, all have under a 3.5 ERA. It's crazy.
It is crazy and it's beautiful, and I love it. And damn it, I didn't play the Royals game, and I wanted to plus 150, but they're up 1-0. It's only the first
good.
inning.
We took the over in that game. So
Did
we
you?
like,
Good.
we like
Yeah,
runs.
good. Runs. Now, I have to ask you, today also the Pirates and the Dodgers tee things back up. Walker Buehler has struggled on the bump since he's come back. Mightily. He is going to be fine once he gets back. He's Walker Buehler. But damn it, he's been struggling of late. I think, who's pitching for Pittsburgh?
It is, I just looked at Bailey Falter.
Okay, he's pitching for Pittsburgh, and he's been decent.
He's been good. He's 3-2, 3.22 ERA right now. So
He's been decent.
All right.
He's been decent. The thing is, though, the Dodgers lost yesterday.
Yeah, they've lost both games against the Pirates.
They've lost both games against the Pirates. I feel like this is a day that you jump off the Pirates and you jump right onto that Dodgers train.
Or just don't play it. One of the two.
I'm sorry. I'm jumping on that Dodgers train.
I don't blame
man.
you.
I'm jumping on that Dodgers train. Again, I feel like Walker Buehler is due. And again, we saw yesterday some crazy stuff, bro. Did you see Skeens and Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah.
Did you see that Paul Skeens struck out Shohei Ohtani on 3 straight
Had him
pitches?
whiffing.
All 100 miles an hour. Did you see that?
He was ready. He was like,
He
I
went
got to throw the
3
heat.
fastballs to Shohei Ohtani.
He knew what time it was.
Wham, bam, thank you, man. But did you see Shohei Ohtani get him back?
I mean, a matchup of 2 Titans. I mean, literally.
Dude, that was straight pimping.
It was awesome. And he
That
was fine. I mean, gave up 2 long balls, but other than that, pretty good outing for him.
Dude, he was awesome.
The relievers for Pittsburgh are awful. That bullpen is one of the worst bullpens in Major League Baseball.
The Angels bullpen.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Watching that is the most, seeing, when you're a position player and they go to the bullpen and you're going to be stuck out here for another 15 minutes while they walk another 2 guys and then bases, 3-2 count. You praying they hit a sharp line drive somewhere or a double play, because the relievers for the Angels, that is the biggest weakness in all of baseball for any position I've seen all year long. Angels bullpen, pathetic. Sorry, just had to let that off my chest. Because that's also, by the way, if you ever get the Angels who are winning a game somehow.
Sounds like you might have had the Angels last night.
No.
Okay, good.
No. But I did one day have an under of a astronomical amount of runs. And the Angels bullpen between the 7th and the 9th inning somehow ended up giving up 13 runs in that game.
Wow.
And I lost my under. Well, believe it or not, the Angels through that had given up. It was they had 6 shutout innings going. Then gave up 13 runs
That's
in 3
insane.
damn innings at their house. That was a bad loss. But anyway, back to a little bit of baseball. We got day baseball going on again. Paul Skeens, Shohei Ohtani. That was just electric yesterday. Or is anybody paying attention? Is anybody out there? Is it just on MLB Network? People like me?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, that's the problem with baseball. Is it's such a regional
being
sport.
So good, and the Yankees being so good, and the fact that there are 2 huge ass markets. You would think it because everybody always says if they're good teams are doing great. Oh man.
I think there might have been too much. Hype around this Dodgers team before the season started, because I think now that I don't even want to say they're struggling, but they're just
they got 38 wins.
Exactly,
yeah.
They're just not playing I think a lot of people came into the season thinking this team's never going to lose, and now it's they're a really good team, but they're losing games like every team does, and it's this team's not as good as we thought they were going to be. No, it's just you were an idiot and had these absurd, I
think it's also the Phillies stealing a little shine over there in Philadelphia. Because, everybody, like you said, the Dodgers are scoring a lot. But if you look at the best offense in the National League, I would have to say it's the Phillies.
Oh, for sure. And you're right. That's definitely got to be a fact.
That's a factor.
They've stolen the show and playing really well.
Shoot, man. Philly's got 44 wins right now.
It's crazy. That still doesn't even sound like a real
I was
thing.
listening yesterday to, is it Doug Gottlieb?
Yes.
The The days that Colin's not on.
The new head coach for Green Bay.
Yeah, that's right. I was listening to him, and he was talking to a very, very interesting gentleman, and I can't remember that name. Sorry, dude. But point is, he was talking about Bryce Harper and how Bryce Harper was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 16 years old.
It's crazy.
And Bryce Harper is one of those dudes that was like, when you're a young guy, he was supposed to be that guy. And when you think about it, Bryce Harper actually has not just lived up to his expectations, but he's exceeded them.
Yeah.
Like, dude is ridiculous. Like, he's got that ring. He's already hit 320 home runs in his career. Did you realize that?
It's crazy.
Dude is sick, and this Phillies team is nasty. And again, we always talk about hitting. Do we not?
Mm-hmm.
What else, though, makes the Phillies so damn good?
They're pitching, John.
Yes, it is. And, of course, everybody all year long has said that Zach Wheeler is going to be that dude. Have they not? Everybody knows Zach's that dude. But Ranger Suarez, did you ever see this?
I like Ranger Suarez. Never saw anything close to this.
Do you think this is something that he can actually continue?
That's a great question. I don't know. I really don't.
Like, I look at Luis Gil and I say yes.
Sure. I mean, so young, kind of just now getting into the game. I know he's pitched a couple games here and there the last, year or two. But
dude, yeah, but he's still a rookie.
Exactly. He's brand new.
Ranger
feels like
Suarez
this is
started 150 damn
exactly.
games,
And that's what worries me. It feels like at any second.
No, he started probably 100.
I can tell you how many games Ranger
I'm just
Suarez
saying, I guarantee you it's under, I would say it's around 90 to 100.
Let's see. Ranger Suarez.
But the point is, his numbers are even better than Gil's.
78, John.
I was okay. A little. I shot my load. He's probably now younger than I thought he is.
But before this year, I mean, nothing close. To this.
9-1 this year. 1.7 ERA. 1.7. That's even better than Gil's. 79 strikeouts. His whip is 0.80. Like, he's pitching better than anybody in baseball. The thing is though, when you watch him, he also does the thing that's kind of crazy. He's not the biggest strikeout guy.
Mm-hmm.
He throws to a lot of soft contact. And, I mean, right now, when he's on, he's on. I mean,
he's certainly on right now.
I was going to say, he's been ridiculous. He just beat up on your Cardinals not too long ago.
Yeah, no, he did. Thank you.
But anyway, we have been talking a lot of baseball. I love kind of getting off and talking a little bit of baseball.
2 on, no out for the Guardians, John.
Oh, so maybe it's a good thing I don't have Kansas City, but it looks good for your over.
Does.
You know what else looks good right now?
That?
Some food. I'm hungry. It's like almost 12:30. If you're thinking about a little food and you're over near Summer and Graham, why don't you check out Los Cabos? They have lunch specials from $5.75 to $11. They also have margaritas over there right now. Get on over there. They got their lunch specials, by the way, are from 10 to 3, Monday through Friday. Their happy hour is 3 to 8. 3 to 8. Go get you a little margarita, get you a little lunch, and start your two for Tuesday. Start your Thirsty Thursday off the right way. Get you a little margarita action and some tacos, and stop over by Los Cabos, again near Summer and Graham, where the flavors of Mexico melt in your mouth. We got Hardwood on the other side, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Looking for sports in all the wrong places? Try the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland Town Square. Fun, friendly, exciting, and comfortable with wall-to-wall TVs for all your favorite games, 24 taps for all your favorite beers, including NA and local craft beers, and an in-front-of-the-wall full bar for all your other favorite beverages, including a full wine list. And in an upscale menu, patio seating, daily specials and events, and you found all your sports in the one right place. The Owner's Spot Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland Town Square, Highway 70.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wash your house, wash your office building? Impossible! Not if you call Wilson's Pro Wash. Your house, fence, driveway, warehouse, store, hotel, even cars and trucks can all be squeaky clean and beautiful after pressure washing by Wilson's Pro Wash. Wilson's specializes in cleaning all hard surfaces, concrete, stone, brick, and mortar, even wood and vinyl siding. Then Wilson's can seal their surfaces so they stay looking brand new. Call Wilson's Pro Wash, 91524-6799, or online at wilsonsprowash.com. It's the event you've been waiting for all year. The 66th Annual St. Louis Hole-in-One Charity Festival. Sunday, June 16th through Saturday, June 22nd. Golfers can win cash and prizes every night, along with a chance to win $25,000 towards a city auto vehicle purchase select nights. Then, a chance to win $1 million the final night. Plus, there are cornhole tournaments every night with cash and prizes. And there's more. Beer, Pepsi products, Prairie Farms ice cream, hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue ribs, pizza, and even the famous Hole-in-One barbecue bologna sandwich. Friday and Saturday nights, there are kids' carnival rides, as well as children's golf Saturday 2 to 4. Golfers grab their clubs. Cornholers practice your aim. Families bring the kids. In Memphis, there's something for everyone. You're invited to the biggest party of the year at St. Louis Church, 203 South White Station Road. The 66th Annual St. Louis Hole-in-One Charity Festival. Sunday through Saturday, June 16th through the 22nd. Fun, family, and fabulous prizes all week. Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawa Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawa is a PCUSA church located in town Memphis.
4.9-liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Man, it is a beautiful Thursday. Man, it's like such a great day. We got the NBA Finals starting tonight, 7:30. I'm so fired up. You got Dallas. You got the Boston Celtics. Celtics who are 6.5-point favorites right now. Total 215.5. Tip, 7:30. But we got to take a break, talk a little bit of Hardin Wood where it feels so good. And how do we get a little bit of wood? By looking good and feeling good. And, you know, I always talk about Frontier Western Store. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, when you play good. When your crib looks good, you feel good when you go home. You can relax. You are refreshed. You know how you got to I like taking care of my yard, my lawn, having the flowers out there with all the bees and stuff. Like, I dig all that stuff. And one of the best investments I made is I got me an automatic gate. And I'm telling you, I love it. Security. It's aesthetically pleasing. Like, it blends everything. And I got my gate from Automatic Gates Construction. They're locally owned and operated. They've been there for over 40 years. Automatic Gates Constructions tailors custom gate solutions for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs. That includes your repairs, maintenance, installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in design and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blends security, functionality, and aesthetic appeal. Elevate the safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gates Construction at myautomaticgates.com. Let's go to Hardin Wood.
This is Access Hardin Wood.
I love my gate. And I also like taking bong rips.
Huh. And how do those two things relate?
Because you won't believe this, man. The first person in the history ever of the Madison Square property The first person to ever be banned from the Sphere for life was banned the other day. And do you know why they were banned?
Because they took a big old rip off a bong.
Not only are they banned from every MSG property, that includes Madison Square Garden, that includes the Sphere.
Yeah.
That's like, and by the way, they got a casino, don't they?
Yeah.
So like this dude can't go to any of them places anymore because he went to a 420 Fish show. It's on 420. It's Fish.
Sure.
The guy wanted the guy wanted a bong rip, bro.
Right.
Like you're at Fish on 420.
Oh, you mean fish as in like the
like Trey Anastasio?
Yeah, I thought you meant like they were fishing on
like
420.
Lifetime in, bounce again, I'm bouncing around the room.
Getting high and catching bass.
By the way, Mempho Fest. Did you see the lineup for Mempho Fest?
Fish is gonna be there.
Trey's
right?
Trey will be here.
Oh.
Yeah. And so will Goose.
Goose, that's right. I'm sorry. I get my animal musical acts confused.
Goose. How? Oh yeah, I didn't think fish is not really an animal. It's a fish, bruh.
Fish are animals.
Yeah, I guess they are. Yeah, it's an animal.
But they spell it differently, don't they? It's not F-I-S-H. It's like
it's P-H.
That's what I thought.
Fish. P-H-I-S-H. By the way, if you didn't know the Mempho lineup, which is October 4th through 6th, I'm fired up. Queens of the Stone Age. Trey in the classic tabs. Cody Jinks. Goose. The Roots. Is that like the Roots? Like, isn't that like a band on a late night show?
Yeah, I don't know which one though, but it's
Sublime is going to be here. So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Sounds like a good group.
Marcus King going to get down. I'm ready to get down. Now, that person's been banned forever. So, yes, does this have stuff to do with sports? Of course it does.
Of course it does. Well, Harmon doesn't always have to be about sports.
It's entertainment.
Exactly.
It's all about
So what's going on in pop culture, John?
It is going on. And I will say right now, though, there is some sad stuff. And I bring this up because bong rips are not bad. But there are some, like, kids don't do drugs.
Of course.
Because did you see Delonte West, bro?
Oh, that was so sad.
I want to cry. Like, this is so sad. This is a man who his life of addiction has it's destroyed his life. He's lucky to be alive thanks to, the fire department. He had to be Narcan. Do you know what Narcan is? If you don't have it, you need to get it. If you have children, get Narcan. You never know what can happen. Fentanyls and all kinds of things. Opioid addiction is still killing people left and right. I hate this stuff. I've lost a lot of friends from it. It's terrible. And Delonte West almost lost his life today. But of course, he's been, again, arrested. He looks terrible. He's obviously in the throes of drugs. And it's just really, really sad.
It is.
Now, that has to do with sports, doesn't it?
Uh-huh, of course.
You know what else, though, is sad?
What else?
Crack. Smoking crack is whack.
You're absolutely right, it is.
Like, I'm so sad for those dudes who are, like, sitting there on the fentanyl and all, like, torn up. And then I feel bad for crackheads, but for some reason, because, like, Dave Chappelle made Tyrone Bigham so damn funny, you know what I'm saying, dude? So I kind of just get a little bit more laughter out of it. And then all of a sudden, like, the whole crack thing comes back up. Because, again, I thought kind of crack disappeared. Like, I thought, like, I don't know. I didn't realize it was so amazing. But there is a dude who has a superpower, right? Have you heard about Hunter Biden's superpower?
No.
He can go to any city and he can find crack. That's his superpower. But then today I'm scrolling on my X, and I guess this is what's going on because everybody's talking. And this is not a joke. This is why I'm going to explain to you crack is bad, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So Hunter Biden, in his throes of crack, was so bad that he was cheating on his wife with prostitutes. He not only cheated on his wife, and these all came out in these text messages that he's sending back and forth. They're terrible. This is why crack is so bad. He cheated on his wife with not only prostitutes, he then cheated on his wife. He lost his brother, Bo.
Yeah.
And then he slept with his brother's widow.
Yeah.
Then he cheated on his brother's widow with her sister. Then he begged his widow to stay away from. Oh, I can't even go into this. What I'm just saying is the decisions this man made. You know, he was smoking crack.
Huh. Interesting.
So what I'm trying to say is, look at Delonte West. Don't do drugs.
Definitely not.
Look at Hunter Biden. Don't do drugs.
Say no to drugs.
Look at Cheech and Chong. Happy, alive. They aren't doing drugs. They're just smoking a little lettuce. Big difference, people.
Big difference.
Big difference. Holy guacamole. And then, you know I'm a big fan of the Oilers now, right?
Maybe the biggest Oilers fan.
And I'm not talking about the Oilers from the old days. Do you remember the Oilers from the old days? You had Earl Campbell running like a madman. Dude's thighs were big as tree trunks, man.
You know, these are the Canadian Oilers.
You remember Warren Moon, bro?
Of course.
Little run and shoot back in the day. Man, I'm just telling you. I'm not talking about them Oilers. I'm talking about this thing. Like, you know what skates are?
Yo, yeah. I own a pair, John.
And I'm not talking about Tanya Harding breaking that poor girl Nancy Kerrigan's legs. Speaking of that, we have the Olympics coming up soon.
We do.
You know, we don't have drama like we used to in the old days.
Trials at Lucas Oil for swimming.
Speaking of Oilers, again, I'm a big Oilers fan. We're talking about hockey. Did you know a Canadian team? Canadians invented hockey, right?
Sure did.
Did you know they haven't won the Stanley Cup in over 30 years?
That's right.
Ask my boy Nate how many years it's been.
How many years has it been, Nate? 31 years.
31 years. Now they have a fighting chance.
The Montreal Canadiens were the last ones to win it.
And now we have the Oilers. They're the Edmonton Oilers, I believe.
Bingo.
Best fans in the world. I'm rooting for them.
I might wear an Oilers sweater tomorrow, John.
I'm rooting for them. But I will say, I don't think Buffalo Bills fans are going to be rooting for the Oilers.
Why is that?
Because their coach took a huge shot.
Really?
At the Buffalo Bills fans, because they were talking about maybe the lack of experience the Oilers have in the finals and being here. And he goes, well, you don't have to have championship experience. What does championship experience really get you? Ask the Buffalo Bills.
Hey.
Whoa, bro.
Bills catching strays for no reason.
Dude, stray bullets for what? What did they do? What did they do to you, buddy?
Literally.
Dude sees a pair of nice tatas and now he thinks he's king of the world.
Doesn't know how to act. But I mean, really, who does?
I do have to say, man, like, it still amazes to me that this girl has not been found. Like, people have not figured out.
You say everyone's protecting her.
Is she? Maybe she's AI generated.
Ooh.
Could we all be fooled? Because have you ever heard of the deep fakes?
Of course, but I don't think this was that.
I think these were real too. I want to believe they're real.
I think so.
Like, I really want to believe they're real.
I think they are.
Now, do you know the crazy dude Ryan Garcia?
Of course.
Turns out he might not be that crazy.
Huh. Okay.
Well, they're coming out saying that it was the taint. And I am not talking about a taint. I'm talking about his tainted test. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a big difference.
Sure, big difference.
His supplements that he was taking were tainted. That word taint gets you thrown off. I can see it on your face. They were tainted with osterone, which is a SARM, synthetic android receptor modulator. He is in trouble for beating the brakes off a dude and supposedly being on osterone, which makes you testosterone levels go up. It makes you stronger, I think, and all kinds. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a PED. It's a performance enhancing drug, and it ain't Viagra, brother. It's for them hands. Well, man, now he's coming out, and his side is saying the supplements that he was taking were tainted, that he wasn't cheating knowingly, and the small amount that's in there proves it because the supplements they tested had small amounts of it. Now, number one, if you just go out there to GNC and you buy some supplements and you're getting a little SARM action, bro, I bet those people out there in the world right now are loving it.
Oh, for sure.
Like, they're just like, yeah, what's up, bro? I'm yoked. I'm yoked.
That's right.
How the hell are they selling that stuff legally? Like, I mean, I don't even get it. That's crazy, number one. But number two, is it more crazy that this dude like went and like tainted his supplements, or the actual supplements are tainted? Like, what's going to happen with the Ryan Garcia situation now?
It's a good question. I don't know.
And by the way, did you know the cops were called again to this guy to get checked on after a crazy hotel incident?
Garcia?
Yeah.
Real? What happened this time?
He was at, this was Wednesday night. This was last night. Because the star boxer, they were worried about his well-being, so they had to do a welfare check early in the morning. Because one source says that he was going banana sandwiches. That's not like what was quoted, but
right. You improvised a little bit.
Yeah, basically there was no crime committed. They determined he was not a harm to himself. But they were called because people were really, really worried that he might hurt himself or somebody else. Luckily, again, everything's okay. But again, this dude's always into something. Again, this is the crazy man. And again, I think he's crazy. Like the day he had his first child, like his wife, they were married.
Mm-hmm.
My man walks in and sees his baby. Looks at his wife who just went through labor, bringing his child into this earth. And then thought to himself, you know what? Maybe I should wait 1 hour before I serve her the papers. And then he thought to himself, you know what? I'm going to be nicer than that. I'm going to wait an hour and 45 minutes.
Crazy.
So an hour and 45 minutes after she delivered his first child into this world, he served his wife in the hospital with divorce papers. Dude is a lunatic. And by the way, that is like the most cold-blooded thing in the history of the world.
Sure is.
Like, does he not realize that one day his child will grow up one day and be old enough and aware enough to realize that daddy is an a-hole? Wait, Pops, on the day I was the day I was born, you served mom with divorce papers?
Couldn't have waited till I turned 1?
Are you kidding me, bro? Like, thanks, Dad. Happy freaking birthday, Pops. Not a really nice guy. So, Dacus, what are you frantically freaking out on your phone over there?
I'm just scrolling through things.
All right, Drake. You know who he is?
Yeah, Drizzy.
He's the dude, Drake was having a good year at the beginning of the year. Do you remember the beginning of the year? He had the whole video where
that's right. Yeah,
it came out and everybody was talking about how well endowed Drake
course.
is, and they weren't talking about his pocket. They were talking. Yeah, I guess they were kind of talking about his pocket. Anyway, point is, he was having a good year, and then he got into a whole situation with who is it? Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick K-Dot.
And Kendrick is roasting Drake. I hear he's mopping the floor with Drake.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Like, I heard that Drake, he's even. Like, people were putting, do you remember he was a little movie star and he was a kid who played in a wheelchair?
Degrassi.
Yeah, they said that they're putting him back in the chair and stuff. It was some hardcore stuff going around on the X, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Drake's now, I guess, trying to come back, hit Lamar. It's not working out too well, is it? Drake just doesn't have, he doesn't have that drizzy drip where he can come back and talk ish, because he's more of a little... I don't even know what his music sounds like, to be honest with you.
It's rap.
Can you give me a song? Come on, you're great at impersonating people.
No, I can't think of any Drake on top of my head.
Well, I will tell you this. Drake is also a huge Oilers fan. Full circle. Life is a circle. Life is a circle. Drake bet $1 million on the Oilers.
Drake does got that gambling itch.
Because of the tatas by the super fan, and he parlayed them with the Mavericks.
Really?
Yep.
Holy cow.
Win that money, man.
I don't love
Win
that.
that
That's
money,
crazy.
man. Win that money, man. I kind of like it, bro.
I like both of those teams, but man.
If Drizzy hits this...
Drizzy doesn't have a great track record of...
Nah, bro. He's gambled big and won. Is it the Portnoy guy who wins? Or is it Drizzy that wins?
I couldn't tell you. I don't really pay attention to either of their gambling.
I don't pay any attention to their gambling.
You making fun of me?
Yes, I was.
Huh.
You don't like my segment, son? Is that what you're trying to say right now?
I didn't say that, but now I am.
What? We're gonna have to go to break.
Before you made fun of me.
We're about to get on. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna
trash
take a
segment.
Quick time out.
I'm kidding.
On the other side, though, we are gonna give you our bets. So do me a favor, don't touch the dial. It's a beautiful Thursday. Hopefully you're going to stop by Buster's Liquor Store and get you some Tito's on the way home, and then just walk right on next door to Buster's Liquor Store and get you – no, Buster's Liquor Store. You're already in Buster's Liquor Store. You've already gone in there. You've already gotten your Tito's. Now you walk out and you got to go get maybe a porterhouse. Maybe you want some pork chops. Maybe you want a charcuterie board. You just go to Buster's Butcher, which is right next door over there in the University District at 199 South Highland Street. Don't forget the second location at 5851 Poplar Avenue. Pick up that Tito's and pick up the meats, cheeses, and more at Buster's Butchers. Back in Two Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's time to have a good time at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Olive Branch and Carterville. Come by for half-price happy hour 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with domestic drafts and $3 snacks. Then try one of Mugshots 19 specialty burgers, including the Mugshot Burger. Finish in 12 minutes and it's free. Plus, you get a free shirt. Mugshots in Olive Branch, 6400 Goodman Road, and Mugshots in Carterville, 656 West Poplar. So cheers to great food, good drinks, and fun company at Mugshots Grill and Bar, where you're always having a good time.
Ignite your desire at Sissy's Log Cabin with our exclusive Facets of Fire Diamond. Created through the first diamond cutting advancement in over a century, the Facets of Fire Diamond features more brilliance than any other. With its burst of fiery color, this diamond is passion personified. Shop Facets of Fire at sissyslogcabin.com or in store and experience the evolution in diamonds only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Success is more than a destination. It's a path you take one step at a time. It's dedication, it's fortitude, and it's the hard work and passion inside of us that comes before all recognition. That's what Stifel's been doing for over 130 years, and it's why Stifel is one of the fastest growing wealth management firms in the country. From helping you plan for retirement, save for college, and leave a lasting legacy, Stifel has you covered. As a client, you'll have access to award-winning equity research and investment strategy views, enabling you to make informed decisions regarding your hard-earned wealth. Because success is the drive it takes to keep pushing. It's the passion to keep investing. It's the best of each of us made better by the best in all of us. And that is where success meets success. Find a financial advisor at Stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com. Stifel Nicholas & Company Incorporated, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a beautiful Thursday in the Mid-South, and I'm a little fired up for a lot of things. One, we got the NBA Finals starting again. Gee willikers, Mr. Wilson. I'm fired up. It's been such a long layoff. It's been ridiculously long. I've overanalyzed every single bit of this game to a degree to where my brain is not working. And that might be good because you know what they say, when you're thinking, you screw up, bro. Like when you step in the box to hit, if you're thinking you're already like, man, you're screwed up. Like you step in the free throw line, you start thinking about the lady on the side. Like, damn, man, you know what you're thinking about after the ball game? Gonna be gone. You gotta stay focused. Why did I get off on this whole thinking thing anyway?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because of paralysis by analysis, because it's been so damn long since we've seen these two teams play. So my recommendation, always in-game play. I love it. It's been working out well. But those who got to get in the action a little bit, it does feel like that 6.5 is a freaking good line to take. And hell, there's probably going to be a point, it's called basketball. There's a game. I mean, it's a game of runs. Mavericks could go up by 6, 7, 8, 10 points early in the game. All of a sudden, you might have the Mavericks plus 6.5 on one side, and next thing you know, you're grabbing the Celtics plus maybe like 4.5, and you're hedging that junt, hoping for a close game. Hit both sides, or maybe just lose a little juice. There's all kinds of things we can do with tonight. I will say I am looking at this total, and why does it feel so easy to go over? Because you don't think of Dallas as being a defensive team. You just don't. But they are damn good at protecting that rim. You saw the way they made Oklahoma City depend on the three. The thing is, if Boston depends on the three and hits the three, this thing could get crazy. Could be a high-scoring game. But I kind of feel like it's going to be played in the half court. Like, I have an early lean that especially the first game, they're going to be filling each other out. Mm-hmm. Boston's going to try to figure out how to reincorporate Kristaps Porzingis. I think, again, the possessions are going to matter more. I feel like we're going to see more late shot. The shots are going to be later in the shot clock. This is not the Indiana Pacers who are getting out there and running 90 miles an hour. Can Luka grab a rebound and throw it all the way down court for an alley-oop? Absolutely. Can they get out and run? They can. But where they carve you up is in the pick and roll. Kyrie carves you up and goes with his left hand. I think it's going to be a little bit slower pace than people think. 215.5. It feels like it's set at about right at that bar. I'm kind of looking for maybe first few minutes of that game, a couple of shots, that thing shoot up. If I can get it under 220, I'm going to dance. I'm going to pound it. In line, I want to see that thing get in the first. Woo-wee! Bless me.
Was that a sneeze?
That was just the proof.
What? No. What was that?
That's the proof that the game is going under. That was a sign.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody just. I did sneeze. Not at all.
It didn't even sound like a sneeze.
I couldn't even reach the dump button because it hit me so fast.
That's hilarious.
I'm telling you, let's make some money, man. I might pound that under right now. I will tell you, I think I need to go pound a couple beers out at Mugshots. You know Mugshots Bar and Grill? They're always having a good time. They have 19 specialty burgers. They're out there in Collierville. You need to check them out. They have over 140 TVs. Happy hour, 2 to 6, $3 snacks. I'm telling you right now, Mugshots, where they're always having a good time, and they will be having a heck of a good time tonight, getting ready for the NBA Finals. So check them out again. Now, we got to get out of here. We'll be back to break down game number 1 of the finals for Dacus. I'm Harden. Make this world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toe boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nouveau lights, good-looking duck-head dress shirts, duck-head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Times Ranch jeans. At Hewitt & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic approved shoes. Hewitt & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewitt & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewitt & Dunn. Hewitt & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
You know, sometimes I wish I had a gun.
Well, I'm armed, but before I bought one, I still went to Top Gun Academy to learn to protect myself without a gun.
How is that possible?
Top Gun's personal protection training. It's perfect if you want to protect yourself without firearms.
I don't know.
And it's perfect if you feel the need to carry a gun for self-defense, because the last thing you really want to do is shoot.
That is scary.
Not at Top Gun. It's very comfortable, and you learn to load, handle, and shoot a handgun safely. Protect yourself. Go to